You can be making $250,000, $350,000, $450,000 a year and still feel weirdly unsafe about retirement. Like, if I stop working or the income dries up, does this whole thing fall apart? So in this video, I want to give you 5 questions to ask yourself if your goal is to make work optional. Whether you are a young high earner or closer to retirement, the point here is simple: clarity. So you can see what's strong, what's fragile, and what to fix next. What's up, everybody? Ethan Ho, certified financial planner, founder of C.L.E.A.R Capital, and I've spent well over a decade having money conversations, which really are just life conversations with people from all walks of life with the goal of making work optional, while still finding balance to live a meaningful life today. When you're approaching work optional, the goal isn't just more money. It's less fragility, more control, and more calm. Because the truth is, high income does not guarantee peace of mind. Wealth is built on what you keep, grow, and protect, plus the systems that hold up when life gets messy. So I want you to think of these 5 questions like a clarity scan. By the end, you'll know your weak points and you'll have clear steps on how to tighten it up. And real quick, if you like practical money videos that actually help you cut through the noise, please subscribe. Because this channel is basically about one thing: helping high earners build a money system that makes work optional, without panic and without guesswork. And this is exactly how I work with our clients using our C.L.E.A.R planning process. C is clarify and connect. What do you actually want? What matters? And where is all your money going? L stands for lay it all out. Organize everything so we're not guessing. E stands for evaluate and educate. Find opportunities, close gaps, and make it all just make sense. A stands for act and automate, because action lowers anxiety and automation saves bandwidth. R is for review and recalibrate, so your plan stays real as life changes. All right, question 1. What about money keeps you up at night right now? Oftentimes, this question reveals the real reason why retirement or making work optional feels uncertain. Because it's rarely just, I don't have enough. It's usually something like, am I missing something major? Or am I overpaying in taxes? Maybe it's, what if the market drops at the absolute worst time? Or how do I deal with XYZ goals that are gonna happen before retirement, but still make retirement a priority? So here's a quick story. I have a client making about $50,000 a month in passive income. On paper, this sounds amazing, but emotionally, they were constantly stressed. They told me, this feels like it could all be taken away tomorrow. And when we dug in, it made sense. There was no clear path to financial independence that was separate from that income. They didn't have a real cash runway, and lifestyle creep was truly happening. And the pressure was bleeding into relationships because money was doing a job or carrying a weight it was never intended to do. So here's the important part on what changed. After going through our planning process, we created a system that built a cash runway and also a long-term investment plan that created independence from that income. We created a spending plan that exposed lifestyle creep. Then we picked a monthly amount to save and invest, and we put it on autopilot, so they didn't have to feel motivated to invest every single month. So here's a quick exercise that you can do now. Open your notes app and finish this sentence. If you had all the money in the entire world, I would stop worrying about blank. Then the fear underneath that is blank. Fill in the blanks. If you can't name the fear in one sentence, the first move isn't usually investing or account opening. It is clarity. I encourage you to write it down, because what you can name, you can plan for. All right, let's test your financial fragility. If your income stopped for 90 days, what would break first? See, what I found, most high earners don't have an income problem. They have a structure problem. Oftentimes, they have low liquidity, high cost, and a lifestyle that requires the paycheck to keep on showing up. For a lot of high earners I meet, it looks like this: multiple 401ks, some random investment accounts, maybe a rental property. And yet the day-to-day cash flow still feels tight because the system isn't clean. So with that $50,000 a month income client, when we went through this question, the first thing that would break wasn't their investment plan. It was their monthly financial obligations, commitments that created pressure and forced decisions. So here's a quick way to test your runway. Step 1, estimate your monthly fixed and variable costs that are essential: housing, utilities, food, clothing, debt payments, childcare, tuition, subscriptions. Step 2, take the cash you have on hand, money in the bank, savings accounts, liquid available to you, and divide by that number. that is your rough runway. How many months can you survive without having an income? So if your runway is less than 3 months, your first focus is reducing fixed expenses and building cash reserves. I need you to stop pretending like your income is guaranteed. If your runway is 6 to 12 months, the move is typically refine the system, tighten up cash flow, automate investing so you can make the right move, the default move. If you have 12 months or more of a runway saved up, great. Now your focus can shift to your big, audacious, scary goals and making sure that your plan is moving you in their direction. By the way, here's the point of cash because it's often misunderstood. Cash is not there to make you rich, it's there to keep you steady. A runway is what lets you stay invested when markets are messy, sleep well at night, and keep moving with confidence when life doesn't go according to plan. Because life almost never goes as according to plan. Having a cash runway isn't extra money, it's permission to pursue big goals without being forced into fear-based decisions. And once you know what would break first, here's the next layer. Do you have a system in place that helps prevent that break, or are you relying on your income to save you? So moving on to question number 3, are you better at making money or keeping it? This question can separate high earners who feel secure from high earners who feel stuck, because the most common trap I hear from high earners is, I'll just go out and make more money. And listen, trying to make more money is not a bad goal, but trying to out-earn a leaky system is exhausting. And it's why some of the richest people in the world still have money stress. So quick personal story. I became a financial advisor partly because I wanted to see how rich people actually handled money. And I noticed 2 extremes. One camp says save and invest your way there, and the other camp says just make a ton of money. And being real, I got caught up in the make more money hype for a while. I saw people making 6 and 7 figures a month, and it pushed me to set bigger income goals. But it also taught me something uncomfortable. High income doesn't automatically make you wealthy. Behind the scenes, I saw people earning a ton, but had nothing to show for it. And I saw others earning less, but building real security because their system was clean and intentional. Personally, I'm naturally stronger in the keeping and building system side, and I've worked with plenty of people who are the opposite. Amazing at making money, but terrible at keeping it. And it's often why a lot of the high earners out there look rich, but still don't feel secure. Because what I've seen long term, the people who really figure this out tend to not live at either extremes. They land somewhere in the middle, earn well, keep consistently, and protect the plan. So do this with me real quick. If your keep rate is under 10%, your first move really is structure. Separate accounts, automation, and fixed cost control. If you're somewhere between 10 and 20%, you're close. You probably just need to practice a little bit more consistency and refine the leaky areas. If you got 20% plus, you've got momentum. Now it's about protecting it and aligning it with your work optional timeline. Here's even why smart high earners struggle to keep more. It's not always math. Sometimes money is doing an emotional job in your life. So this brings me to question number 4. What is money doing in your life that it was never meant to do? This one is uncomfortable because it's not about numbers, it's about meaning. Money is simply a tool, and it's not designed to make you feel seen, make you feel enough, or make you feel loved. So back to the story of our $50,000 a month client. Money was often being used as an emotional coping mechanism. And that financial pressure, it showed up in their relationships. And this is normal. High earners often have leaks that don't show up as one massive mistake. They show up as underestimating expenses, overestimating income, stress spending or status spending, or just spending because life is heavy. So here's a quick self-audit, no judgment. When I feel blank, I tend to spend money on blank. Money is trying to give me blank. If you're noticing emotional spending patterns, your first move isn't restriction, it's boundaries and automation. Separate accounts, a separate guilt-free spending bucket, and automations that protect your future self. And once you can identify the emotional role that money is playing in your life, you can see the real cost to your lifestyle. So question number 5, the final question for today's video. What are you trading away for your lifestyle, and is it worth it? This is that work optional gut check, because the cost of your lifestyle isn't only measured in dollars. It's time, sleep, health, presence, relationships. So for quick contrast, I worked with another client who was making about $100,000 a year in their business. Nothing flashy, but they had about 1 year of expenses plus payroll saved up. Their spending was intentional. They had time freedom and they didn't lose sleep over money decisions. And I think that's the part people miss. Security isn't always the biggest income. It's often about knowing your values, your priorities, and what's enough. So last quick prompt to help you gain even more clarity. For my lifestyle, I am trading blank. The thing I refuse to trade anymore is blank. And one change I will make this week is blank. If your lifestyle is costing you sleep, health, relationships, oftentimes your first move is simplifying and reducing fixed commitments. Because nobody tends to make work optional and find peace while building their entire life around pressure. So here are your 5 questions again. You can screenshot this. 1, what about money keeps you up at night right now? 2, if your income stops for 90 days, what would break first? 3, are you better at making money or keeping it? 4, what's money doing in your life that it was never meant to do? And 5, what are you trading away for your lifestyle, and is it worth it? I think if you answer these honestly, you can see what's strong, what's fragile, and where your biggest opportunities are. So you can make decisions through clarity instead of fear. If you're trying to make work optional and you want to help turn your answers into a real plan, go to my website, C.L.E.A.R.capitalpartners.com. I've got free guides you can use there right away. No pressure, just clarity. And if you want to talk through your situation, you can also schedule a fit call to see what the next step might look like for you. Either way, don't keep guessing alone. Start with clarity. And do me a favor, let me know what question hit the hardest for you in the comments below. See you in the next video.